Hello everyone, welcome back to my Skyline. This is episode 18 and guess what? I'm back home. So last week we worked on a couple things. Indeed, we did some changes to our skyline, adding some commercial buildings. After that, we spent a lot of tedious time redoing our forestry industry area. Unfortunately, we cannot even see all of this very well because I'm having some issue where I cannot see all of my trees. And lastly, we added a new small beach next to our new mall area. Now in today's episode, we are finally gonna build that new prison we talked about in the previous episode. I'm also gonna share with you the actual experience of playing City Skyline 2 with a Mac. Also, our city is dying, literally. Our population keeps decreasing and we're gonna try to find out why and how to fix it. But anyway, let's jump to it. We're gonna start this episode by adding what we said we're gonna add to our last episode, the prison. So first, I found the right location. I thought it was a very good idea to put it where there is a nice connection with the highway, with the industry, but also kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's like nothing around it. I had to level down everything, and here we're gonna make a one-way access in and one-way access out. I really hate the way the road look over there. I'm not very happy with it. Therefore, they're gonna go through a few changes. Also, as you can see, I added quite a few parking spots. Now the idea is to customize the entry. I want to make it look like we're going into a very secure area. Using Find It, I was able to find this very nice booth, which is actually from the parking booth, and it looked like a security checkpoint, so I put one on each side of the road. Now I'm trying to make the road bigger. 2 lane on each side divided, that's very ideal. And as you can see, I'm putting the security office in the road because I'm only using 1 lane. And here we're gonna add some block barricade concrete, and I'm just setting up some area like it's very defended, very secured, and I just gonna crash just right there. So I'm going back again, and while I don't really exactly remember what happened, what I did, I'm literally just gonna try to remember and make a different version of it, or something as close as possible, just like this. So I'm just adding things to make it feel like what I actually can see in real life, and I'm leaving some spot for some cars, and here I'm adding some like suburban and also some patrol car all around like this. I was very happy to be able to add all of this. Unfortunately, I found out that for whatever reason they are seen as working vehicle and not just prop, so that you see bike is just waiting there and not going anywhere. In the meantime, I was not paying attention to this. I felt like I'm adding some barriers that will make it even much more official, and then I saw that all of this is getting stuck right there. So what is the problem? What is wrong? I'm gonna try to move all of the barricade a bit, and actually that didn't work. I had to remove the police car over there. Now everything seems to be working fine, so I'm pretty happy with it. And then I discover on the way out that this car now is being an issue, and now this car is being an issue, so I have no more patrol cars. After letting the game run a bit, it looks like all of the cars are going smoothly. So I'm trying to add a bit more car way outside of the street, outside of the road, so the car wouldn't be impacted by them, the moving car I mean. And of course this one is blocking, so I'm deleting here. Everything got deleted. Yeah, let's try again. That didn't work. So now I'm trying actually to go on the outside of the road, and here in the middle of the lane over there, and it seems to be working for the one in the middle, but the side police car are disturbing the traffic. So still we're back to nothing. All right, so now I want to add some decal to the road to make it more like a heavy used place, because this is a prison, you know, it's not like a beautiful place or stuff like this. I'm also adding marking to the ground with the no stopping area, no parking area, some yellow stripes, just to, you know, like make it like much more official, and with the arrows that were also guiding where to go and where not to go. And in the meantime, I saw that that track over there is blocked. Now what did I do? So we're just gonna delete it, and everything else seems to be moving, so I guess it's gonna work. Now we're gonna add more like stop sign to make sure everybody stop through the security, and we're gonna add some marking on the ground so they understand better that everybody goes to the right side. Now, what I find out in the future is that actually, for whatever reason, all of the garbage truck are not able to go. I'm always having to have to delete them. If anyone has an idea, I'm open to anything. Thank you. Now, looking through Google Map, I saw that most of the prison had a perimeter outside. So I'm looking through Find It to see which one are the best fences that I can use. And the industry fence, I think, will be the best one for what I want. So we're gonna use the fence mod and go all around the perimeter, giving like some space, so there is like a no-go area. And as you can see, like I didn't go enough close on the corner, so I'm having to redo all of the corners. Alright, so now everything looks good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add an extra layer of fence. From what I can see on Google and also like in movies, and it's just logical like to have this area secured by two fences. For the same reason, we're gonna add a sound wall protection over there on the highway, so people cannot just stop, and like it will make it easier for people to escape the prison. Now I want to add a service road all around the fence on the outside and on the inside as well, just to make sure that patrol car can go all around and secure the perimeter. I didn't want to create any intersection, so I just decided to connect everything via Move It. So it's not going to be functional, it's just for the idea of it. And now I'm thinking that I'm gonna add some patrol car all around this perimeter as well, just to be sure, and it should be far enough from traffic that it's not gonna stop any cars, thankfully. Now here we're gonna add a parking with a bunch of prison van and some extra police car as well. I forgot to do the marking on the ground, so we're also gonna do that right now. Yes, always do that first. I got actually very lucky that everything seemed to be fitting pretty well. Yes, it's snowing, it's spring. I'm very unhappy. I'm using the mode to control the weather, and for whatever reason I don't feel like it's doing its job anymore. It used to work perfectly when I set the temperature, and now for whatever reason it's not working anymore. So we're gonna be stuck with snow. I don't think it's gonna be as bad as in the middle of the winter because the temperature is just 0 degrees Celsius compared to minus 30 during the winter. So now what I'm trying to do is make it look like this is a very used area, so that's why you can see a lot of marks on the ground, and I want also some arrows to just explain where the traffic goes. Since there is no security post on City Skyline, I decided to use the fire watchtower, and I think it does an amazing job at it. But now they don't have any energy, and for whatever reason I felt that it was my issue. I was not producing enough energy, but actually I just forgot to just connect it. So here is a map of what it looks like in winter. It's not full winter as mentioned, and the graphics are just so beautiful. I am very happy with what we can see right now. And welcome to Macallan by Night. This is actually my first time playing by night, and I'm very amazed by how cool it looks, how smart this is. I mean, have you guys seen that? How amazing this is? Hold on, I'm gonna let you try again. The car literally turn off their high beams when there is incoming traffic. This is just incredible. I mean, I wish that they fixed a bunch of different things before coming up to that level of quality, but it's amazing to have it inside the game though. Alright, no more time lapses, it's time to see how slow the game can be. So just a reminder, I have a 2021 M1 Max. It's all loaded, it's a MacBook Pro, and this is how slow it is. Right now we're using the speed 1, and this is at night. The population is about 35,000 people, so yeah, it's not really playable. The simulation speed is very slow, but if I was playing for myself, I wouldn't use the game in that high graphics. Like, the simulation speed is very impacted by the graphic I decided to play on. Like you can see when I'm moving around, it's a bit laggy, especially at night. You're gonna see that during the day it's not as bad. Like for example, when I click on this, it's gonna take a couple seconds to actually pop out. But again, when I build, it's not as bad, and on a time lapse everything looks great because you guys don't see all of this delay. It just takes a while. Also, playing on the MacBook laptop, I'm using actually the trackpad, and my keyboard is what I'm using to move around, to turn the camera sideways and stuff like this. Like when I do this, I'm actually pressing on a key, and that's why it's like always like some bump and bump and bump. It's not very smooth, unfortunately. But now let's take a look at during the day. So as you can see, it's a quick, tiny bit quicker, tiny bit less delay, you know, when you click around, and yeah, it's a bit of a better experience, I guess, but still it's not ideal. That's actually not the reason why I play during the day. I mostly play during the day because it's just much easier to see everything. But I'm loving these night images that we saw earlier, and I think I'm gonna do more of just the time lapses for this. Now here you see when I click, it's so much more instantaneous, and here let's take a look at the traffic going around. So now my speed is also a bit faster. So my simulation speed right now is on the third thing. It's a time 4 right now, but I can go all the way to time 8 because I'm using a special mod that helped me to get the simulation running faster. Alright, it's now time to take a look at this population because it's dropping super bad. I used to be at 38,000 and now we're down into the mid 35 to 34,000. So why? Apparently I have an issue with occupied building. They are all unoccupied, and so my domain is an issue, so it's not really answering my question of why, because everything seems to be good. I just have maybe a high cost of living on some. Like if you can see, like I seem to have a giant death wave. I'm looking at all of the different things. My population is not growing as much, and here you can see like the curve of my population dying. Like we don't have as many people moving in, we don't have a demand for it. So what I'm going to try to do is lower all of the taxes to see if that can help to boost a bit the people coming into town, like to help with the migration. Alright, so all of this does not seem to have changed anything on my demand. So let's try to take another look at the city and see where is the wealth. So okay, all of this is where my wealth is. Now let's take a look at the land value. Let's let the game run for a while and see if anything changes in the future. So nothing seems to have changed. So as you can see, like I don't have even that many seniors, and my seniors are not even the one dying, because I have a lot of people dying, and my population changing is in everybody but the senior. I really don't understand. Then I have a healthy job market with the population employed keeps growing. Honestly, I do not know. Now I wanted to share with you a little hack that I found. So for example, here you see like all of these different shadows created here. I found out that if you go to graphic and you put shadows and you get rid of the cast shadows by terrain, they just go away, and I love it because these shadows are here since the beginning for me, because I always use this retaining wall, and I feel like it is amazing like this. It looks so much better, and I didn't see any drawback yet. To try to get more demand for residential, I decided to build more offices, and we're gonna go big, skyscrapers everywhere now. Let's just try to see if this helps our demand issue. So spoiler alert, I don't think I was able to find what was my issue. My city is dying. Yeah, so I tried again with another block and nothing seems to have changed. On a separate note, I finally invested into a mouse, and now I'm able to move more freely for the point of views. So I think we're gonna leave it here for today. Let's take a look at everything we archived today. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup à tous. Yes, our city is dying, and I don't know how many more episodes we're gonna be able to do because a new update is coming, and I don't know if the city is gonna be able to survive this. So I'm thinking maybe 2 more episodes, with the next one being a crazy one, and episode 20 being more like a throwback episode. But thank you so much for being part of the ride, and je vous dis à la semaine prochaine. Au revoir, à bientôt, bye bye.